What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Balenciaga Bandit, and in today's video, it's late at night and I'm bored, so I'm gonna make a video on how I make my songs. All right, so if you are new, be sure to drop a like and subscribe, turn on your notification bells. I have another channel, but I wanted to make one specifically for like music and stuff, so you guys can see like more behind the scenes, like get different tips on how to create music and how to make music, how to get started, the easiest way and the cheapest way possible, because your boy's cheap. Okay, I make all my music off my phone. If you want to go check out my music, my SoundCloud is down in the description. I honestly don't even know what genre to call it at this point. I said it was soul, blues, and hip hop. It's just different. I like to play with different instruments and I don't know, I just like to play around with instruments. I love live music, so I try to, it's like blues. Like that's what makes blues. You hear all of the different instruments coming together to make, but with my music, you just add bass, like real heavy bass at times, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, I'm finna show y'all, tell y'all how I construct my song. So first, of course, for a song, gotta have lyrics. For lyrics, I have a bar notepad in case I'm struggling. Usually all I need is like 2 bars. If I can get 2 bars off the top of my head or within like I can probably turn on the TV and get 2 bars. Like I just need 2 bars, and usually after 2 bars, it's a wrap. Like I just roll it, okay? And how I formulate my lyrics is they're not full sentences, but they're not just like straight up just like little small words and commas and stuff like that. Like they're just choppy sentences, basically. I try to provide more words than too little, so I'm not trying to like focus on like, dang, what can I add in? It's always easier to take out than to start adding in stuff, you know what I'm saying? Well, that's how I think anyways. After I get the song written out, don't take me long, like I said, probably like 3 to 5 minutes. If it's like a good day and I'm feeling it right then, yeah, probably like 3 minutes I can get a song done. After that, I'm gonna go on YouTube and find me some beats. Now, I do have a playlist on YouTube where I tell myself I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna use this beat, I'm gonna use this beat, and if for some reason I don't go to that playlist, I find another beat. So I always end up using a random beat, and it just depends on my mood. Sometimes, I want those deeper bass type beats, and then sometimes I want like acoustic type vibes. Like the song that I dropped earlier today, started out with like a guitar, you know what I'm saying, like an electric guitar and acoustic guitar and stuff like that. So it just depends on my mood. So after I get that, I will screen record it, and then I will compress it into an audio file into BandLab. And good thing is, I'm about to tell y'all the presets that I be using too. So once I get it compressed, I always use the EZM Octaver, or if that's how you pronounce it, okay? And what that does for me is it allows me to toggle with the sounds. Like I said, I kind of have like a blues, so I like the music, the different instruments. There are a lot of beats that have these instruments, but it's like I'm polishing them up so they can shine a little bit more and bring the ones that I'm not necessarily into back down, and try to create like a different melody. Kind of, it's really hard for me to explain it. Like you'll have to listen to my music to actually get how I'm trying to do it. It's like I try to create a melody with whatever I got, you know what I'm saying? Because it's never the same exact beat. One day it may be trumpets, another day maybe like saxophones, maybe a piano. So they're all super different. But with the EZM Octaver, it allows me, it breaks everything down so much. Now it is complicated, kind of sort of, if you're like starting out, but if you play around with it enough, like you'll get to know. But there are so many different toggles where I can, kind of bring up pianos, and I can just play around. It's very, very versatile, and you can find your sound, I feel like, way better using this preset because it has so many different options, and you can play with the echoes, the reverb, the DS, like all of that kind of stuff. So that's what I use for all of my music. For my vocals, my main voice, well, I say my main voice because what I do is I duplicate my main verse or whatever I'm saying, okay? I always duplicate it. So what I do is I do ambient rocker on that, and when I duplicate it, I change the duplicated one to echo machine, okay? But I'm explaining in just a second. So the reason why I do ambient rocker is because I grew up around live music, people just talking into microphones. So that gives me the most real experience that I would like for my audience to feel. Like I like all of my music for you to be able to groove, like you feel the music, you feel the experience. Like a lot of my music is I'm just simply storytelling. So like I want you to be able to feel that experience. So when it comes down to ambient rocker, it's like you're at a show, or like you're with me in the studio, like, hey, or you're just right next to me. And it's like, hey, look, we're in a McLaren going down the interstate, buck 20, ain't nobody out blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? So after I don't duplicate it until after I get it chopped up into different spots, okay? So after I get it done, like polished up, faded and all of that, then I duplicate it. When I duplicate it, I put it into the echo machine. And the reason why I use echo machine is because my voice is really deep and boisterous. So it kind of allows me to control the rolling of my voice, the rumbling of my voice, and kind of helps it soothe out a little bit. And one way it helps is you can change the amp that you use. So with the amp, I change it to this jazz amp. I don't know exactly the name of it, but you won't miss it. It's a jazz amp. So with me, like I do blues, so of course it's gonna highlight a lot of the instruments that are used in a beat. So I use that, but it also tones and like kind of masks my voice where it's not so rumbly, and I can control the vocals a little bit more, if that makes sense, okay? Because I kind of almost lost myself right then. Then with the echo machine, of course it's an echo, so it gives my voice like a slight deep ambience type of deal. And speaking of that, you also have like these different, it's like different rooms you can choose. So it's like you can do basic, you can do room, you can do chamber, you can do small ambience, medium ambience, large hall, church. A lot of my songs I use church because think about whenever you're in a church, those churches and chambers, big rooms maybe, like those are places where you are more than likely going to sit down and experience like music, like listen to music in those like enclosed areas where you're more so to feel the music, if you get what I'm saying. So that's why I like to use echo machine. Now it is very, very powerful. Okay, well, both of these are very, very powerful. Ambient rocker and echo machine, if you have a deep voice, you're gonna have to knock them knobs down, bro. Like, I'm telling you. And like with mine, I don't even be yelling in my phone. It's just be me, like just talking. Like my voice is just, it carries so much. You're gonna have to knock those knobs down if your voice is deep, okay? I'm gonna tell you that now. And with echo machine, more than likely, your echo machine is gonna be a little bit lower than your ambient rocker, because you don't want the echo to get too out of control, because ambient rocker has a slight little echo as well, okay? But after you play around with it, you'll get what I'm saying. They both have their own echoes, but they control in different ways, of course, and have different sounds and everything. Then I call this one my finishing touches and ad-libs, okay? So after I get everything else constructed on top, that is money to my ears. Like, that is what I like to hear. I love it. I'm done with it. I go and I do like my ad-libs. The reason why I say my finishing touches and ad-libs is because I like to feel my song. So it's like all of the hard work is done. This is what the finished product is gonna sound like. So my ad-libs is like me closing my eyes and I'm like experiencing my music, experiencing my art. So it's like, if this wasn't me rapping, like what would be my, like how would I expect, you know what I'm saying? Like what would I do? You know, like I react whenever some rappers like say a crazy bar. I'm like, you know, so like if I say a crazy bar in my song, I'm gonna go, that was like a crazy ass bar. It's like not to be cocky, but like that's just a nice ass bar. You see what I'm saying? So I use pristine plate. It has a slight echo too, but these are my finishing touches. So my ad-libs are not super loud. They're very ambient. Like you really have to, like you're gonna hear them and hear what I say, but it's not gonna be like distracting. So it's not gonna be just out the blue and like make you jump type deal. It's gonna like fade in, fade out, you know, and that's what pristine plate does. It's like a soft echo, kinda. It's almost like you're in a huge room by yourself and it's like an echo, but it don't echo. It's just a big empty room, if you get what I'm saying. And that's the kind of vibes it gives me. And you know, you really I knock mine down like a lot, because it's like whenever I'm saying like Balenciaga Bbandit, you know what I'm saying, I ain't gonna hold you, and just like little small stuff. And I whistle a lot in my ad-libs too. And you know, with a whistle, you gotta be careful. I don't want it to be super, super loud, so I knock it down way. So it's like you hear the pitch of the whistle, but it's not like what a whistle really gonna make you do in real life, like jump for real, you know what I'm saying? But after I do all of that, boom, I got a song. And while it's saving, and getting ready to be mastered, mastered after you edit the before you have to edit the mastering, I'll go and do my cover art. I'll go on Canva. I use all free stuff, you know, just because it's fun and it's a challenge, because I have to rap about something specific, because if I don't rap about something specific, I kind of sort of won't be able to get artwork for it on Canva with the free, you know what I'm saying, with the free version. You see what I'm saying? So it gives me a challenge like that. So while it's rendering and stuff like that, I'll do me a little cover art, and then by the time I get done with the cover art, save that. I'll go back, and I usually do what is it called? It's the blue one, okay? It's not universal, it's not fire, it's not tape. I always use that one, but clarity, there it is. So with clarity, it kind of knocks down the tones of the music and like focus more on your vocals. And one thing about me, I enunciate myself. Like I enunciate a lot of my words really, really well whenever I'm rapping. So, well, I just like when I talk in general, like you can just understand what I'm saying. So with the clarity, it like enhances that. So you hear it, like even times where I think I kind of, you know, like I was like, I could have said that better. It's like clarity like fixes those little small little hiccups too, to where it's like you don't really get, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like just smoothens it out a little bit, but you can still hear every word that you're saying. And it's like, I don't know, I just love it. I love it. It's not too loud. Tape is kind of loud if you want your bass to hit a little bit more. Fire is like a real deep bass. I'll do that for every now and then. Like if I'm trying to make a groovy, like if I got a groovy beat, I'll use fire because it like massages your ears. And then universal is just too loud and too pop for me. You know, like it kind of takes away from the instruments a little bit. You know, I don't know. It like oversaturates it, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, that's basically how I create a song. Yeah. So like I said, Balenciaga Bandit. Follow me on Instagram at Balenciaga Bandit. Go check out my music on SoundCloud. And yeah, I'll holler at y'all in the next one.